What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday, and welcome to my blog. I am really excited for this to be the first entry. Going to be posting every Tuesday, and my goal is just to be consistent for a whole year. So I got 52 posts ahead of me. I'm really excited, and I hope these blogs educate, inspire, encourage, and all of that good stuff. But my number one goal is to get young men information so that they can make great decisions and do awesome things with their lives. So today, what do I want to talk about first? My first post is keeping your word. Keeping your word. That's the post for today. That's the topic. How valuable is your word? What does your word mean? Does it mean anything? And I know for me, growing up, one of the things that was really stressed, in our home is, you keep your word. When you say you're going to do something, do it. And then I actually had a mentor, a friend of mine, actually even take it a bit further when he actually showed me a verse in the Bible that talks about, we should keep our word even if it hurts us. Now that's serious because a lot of times, you say, oh, I said I was going to do this or I said I was going to do that, but will I do it at the expense of it hurting me or of it costing me something? And that's something that you want to look at and think about because at the end of the day, think about your job. You work, for a company. And if you work for a small business, especially, that business owner, what if they had to choose between paying you and feeding their family? Think about that. Now under law, they have to pay their employee. But what if they shorted you to pay their family? What if they didn't keep their word to you, but it was going to hurt them? And so that's huge. And as most of you guys know, or if you don't know, in a business, you have to pay your employees. You can't not pay them. That is a crime. And so, that's a great example of a lot of business owners experience this on a weekly basis where, at the end of the day, they're looking at the money they've brought in revenue versus the money they have to pay out. And a lot of times the business owner has to go without pay because of the fact that they have to keep their word to their employees. They have to pay them whatever wage they agreed to pay them. So that's keeping your word even when it hurts. And, I think about some of these things like imagine if your cell phone company, imagine if they didn't keep their word. Imagine if, all of a sudden they decided, well, you know what, you have unlimited text, but let's just cap you at 500 texts for the month. And they didn't tell you, they just didn't keep their word. Like, what is that going to do for your relationship with that cell phone company? Are you going to be their customer much longer? Absolutely not, because they're not keeping their word. And so as you think and as you go through your everyday life, your friends, your coworkers, teachers, people you're in relationships with, spouses, whatever the case may be, they're your customers. And you need to keep your word to them because at the end of the day, that's how relationships are maintained. Some of my closest friends, the people that are in my inner circle, that's one of the biggest things that I try to look for, in qualities and people that I'm going to have be close to me is, are they people of their word? Are they people that, even if it hurts them, are they going to do it because they gave their word? And that's key. That's powerful. Now, obviously, no one's perfect, but I'm not talking about being perfect. I'm talking about doing your best to keep your word no matter what. And as young men, this is something that you want to have be a foundation of who you are, a foundation of your character, being known as someone that, hey, when John says something, like you can trust John. You can take it to the bank. You can count on John because John keeps his word. So, in closing today, I want you to think about that. Do you keep your word? How valuable is your word to you? Because I know for me, my word is extremely valuable. And it's funny because, once again, I'm not perfect. But even sometimes if it takes me longer than I want it to, I always try to go back and keep my word. I think I'll surprise some people because, they maybe have given up on something because it's taken me a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, yo, I got to keep my word. So something to think about. That's something to think about, as you move forward throughout your day, throughout your week. Maybe talk to some of your friends, teachers, parents, mentors, about ways where, and things that they've done to make sure that they're keeping their word. So that really was the theme. That's the message for today, is keep your word. Your word is one of the most valuable things that you possess. So make it good. Later.